Moisture testing is crucial for all installations. The moisture test should be done well ahead of the start of the installation, since if dampness is indicated, we will need 3 to 5 days to arrange for material, the application, and the cost factor needs to be discussed with the client. This applies equally to new and old buildings. If the moisture levels are unacceptable, a moisture barrier will have to be applied, which can be done on a 1 to 2 coat operation, each coat being applied within 12 hours of the previous coat, and then generally a 24-hour curing period before the flooring can be laid. It is essential that the moisture barrier, if required, is applied before any screed leveling or self-leveling is done, and the moisture readings are equally important to the effectiveness of the screeding compounds that are normally used. If the moisture levels are too high, the screed leveler will not function or cure correctly. The basic tools required for moisture testing are illustrated here and are relatively self-explanatory, with the exception of the bottle of moisture test liquid which Polyfloor supply, and our moisture meter, which is the Protimeter as shown in the photograph. The moisture test kit is a clear liquid which turns pink to purple when moisture is present in a cement-based screed. The darker the color, the more moisture present. It is important to remember, however, that the surface of the screed must be broken and preferably drilled to between 10 and 20 millimeters, as you will see from this demonstration. Once the liquid is applied to the chipped area, the reaction is much more accurate when compared with the pale section on the right hand side, which is purely the liquid being placed on the surface of the screed. The reason being that if you do not break or drill the surface, the moisture evaporates as it reaches the surface, and therefore the reaction with the test liquid is not completely accurate. This applies to all screeds, but particularly power floated screeds. As you can see, when the liquid is applied to the screed area that is dry, there is no perceptible change in the color. The next illustration shows the drilling of the holes predominantly for the moisture meter, and the holes need to be approximately 100 millimeters or less apart. Generally 80 to 100 millimeters apart is an effective test. Marking the drill bit with insulation tape will give you an accurate guide as to the depth you are drilling. We suggest that a 40 millimeter deep hole be drilled, and as we stated before, it is often useful to drill before applying the basic test liquid, as application of the test liquid onto the powder exiting the hole gives an indication of the moisture from below the screed. Therefore, it is useful when doing the basic liquid moisture test to place the drops in the dust that comes out of the drilled holes, as you are then conducting a test which indicates what is happening below the surface. This should always be done in conjunction with the moisture meter, but if no moisture meter is available, the test liquid is a reliable means of detecting excess moisture, which will be shown by the color. As you can see from this clip, it indicates a very wet screed below the top surface. The high moisture level, if confirmed when the probes of the Protimeter are placed in the hole, and the meter reading which is in excess of 50, whereas to be acceptably dry for both self-leveling screed and floor sheet installation, the meter reading needs to be 18 or below. Any reading above 18 requires the application of a surface applied moisture barrier, and various products are suitable depending on the moisture level. Anything above 50, you should ask for technical assistance from our technical department at Polyfloor. Commonly used are QAR 280C from Qualichem, and that is only used for meter readings of up to 29. Thereafter, products such as Kiesel Ocapox GF or Hydroflex are preferred, but to be sure, please consult our technical department.